Hello, welcome to the show. Today we've got a show that's got some interesting information in it. Some are saying the bull market is over. Is the bull market over? And to be honest, it really is something to look at. We not a lot of great signs out there, but I still believe in the Q4 that we're going to get a good Q4. I believe for crypto. We need Bitcoin to level off somewhere above $108,000. So that way it'll be a green month. We want a green month. We're getting towards the end of the month. We've got 5 days left, 5.5 days left. And, Bitcoin keeps on its current downward trajectory. It could go back in the red for the month. But as long as it's green for the month of September, we've always had good green Q4. And I tend to think it's the same thing. So GM, everyone. I'll type in something for you guys. There you go. GM.
Oh, I can't add the poll.
You can't do it?
No.
Yeah. You can do it on. Oh, you can't. Okay. Okay. But anyways, guys, I guess let's get to the show here. Actually, you know what? Before we get to the show, I want to show you guys one thing. Let me do this here. Okay, let's see if I can upload this here.
Hey.
Here we go. Okay, I want to show you guys how easy it is to sign up for our Phemex competition. I'm using a different window so that way I'm not logged in. Just go to Phemex. Don't do that, actually. Hold on. Click my link is what you want to do. The link is down in the description below. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to this link here, and it's going to take you to my trading competition. We're doing alongside Phemex. You can win an iPhone 16 Pro Max. So that's first place. They got other places, $2,000 bonus, $1,300 bonus. Then 4th through 10th place shares, $4,500. And all you got to do is hit register now. So you hit register now. And it's going to take you right here to create an account. Put in whatever email address, put password you want. My code is already in there. And then you're going to create the account. And once you create the account and deposit money, you're in the contest. So I will say this to you guys. Maybe some of you guys have tried before to sign up for Phemex and you found it to be difficult. But if you use my link, my specific link for this contest, it might be easier than you think. So try the link, see if you can get it in Phemex. It's a great way to just get a Phemex account as well. So, all right, there we go. Let's get back to the stories here. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Clarity bill can't get passed unless the government. Clarity bill can't get passed if government is shut down. That's right. But it is very interesting. We can talk about that in just a minute. Let me move my guys. If you want Market Cipher, make sure you sign up above. There we go. We're going to support Phemex here for this show. Okay. All right. Right now I am on Phemex. I do have a couple trades in. You can see right here, they're both up 22 to 25%. So I got these calls from our trader group. All you got to do is join the trader group. That link is below as well, and get verified by depositing some money, and boom, you're in. You get these exclusive calls. Got a call on a short on ADA and a short on Link. So it turned out to be pretty good. I got stopped out on a long I had yesterday for Solana. I really hate betting both ways. It's a good way to hedge, but I personally, I just, I tend to believe that the market is going to do whatever Bitcoin does. So if you've got a long and a short going separate directions, it still is dependent pretty much on what Bitcoin is going to do. You have coins that outperform other coins, and that is a thing. But yeah, so there we go. Let's go to CoinGecko here. I think one of my something is making my computer slow. I don't know what it is. Right. Okay. All right, here we are looking at CoinGecko. We got $3,899 trillion. We're down pretty considerably under that $4 trillion mark. 202 billion in 24-hour volume. It's okay. Dominance 56.8% to 12.4% for Bitcoin and ETH. And it's going to cost you 2.5 Gwei to send a transaction today. How about that? So 111. %31.2% and 30.3% down over the last 24 hours. Wow. Aster down. Look, here's the thing about coins like Aster. The same thing with Avantis, same thing with MyX, all these projects that have just like really, really boomed. They're going to all have pretty big pullbacks. And sometimes it's going to be quickly, like in one day, lose a 30-year value. So the market cap of these are in between $2 and $4 billion, or 1.6 and $3 billion about. So, and I don't know anything about Plasma XPL. That's a new coin, I believe. So maybe we should check it out. It just launched today. So you can see right here the max chart. There it is. Let's see. I assume this is probably a financial platform. Redefining how money moves, stablecoin infrastructure for a new global financial system. That's interesting. That is very interesting because that is another one of these coins that a type of coin that seems to be blowing up recently, which is things having to do with stable coins and liquidity. So, man, I don't know what was so wrong with my computer, but Plasma is a high performance layer 1 blockchain built for stable coins. So there you go. How about that? We got some stablecoin stories today. We could go ahead and look at those right now if you want. Stablecoin issuer Circle examines reversible transactions and departure for crypto. President of Circle says sectors should learn from traditional finance and allow refunds in cases of fraud or disputes. This is interesting. It's kind of like just a catch-22 here. And we'll get to that in a second. Circle, the world's second biggest issuer of stablecoins, is examining ways to make it possible to reverse transactions involving its tokens, in a rare admission by a major crypto firm that it needs to take lessons from the TradFi sector. Circle President Heath Tarber said, a mechanism that allowed money to be refunded in cases of fraud or disputes would help the stablecoins industry push to become part of the financial mainstream. We are thinking through whether or not there's a possibility of reverse. Here's a catch-22. Listen closely. Whether or not there's the possibility of reversibility of transactions, right. But at the same time, we want settlement finality. That's what Heath Tarber told the Financial Times. What they're saying here is they want people to be protected from fraud, and they want transactions to be reversible if necessary, but they also want immediate finalization on all transactions. So you can't do that. You have to pick one or the other. And of course, now look, the crypto is very creative. There's a lot of creative projects out there. Maybe there's a way to create some kind of new crypto model that somehow does that. It's possible, I guess. But I don't know if it's possible on Circle, which is built on Ethereum. So Circle said payments could not be directly unwound on its new blockchain called ARC, but instead it adds another layer in which parties could agree to make counterpayments akin to refunds on a credit card. Parties could agree. So maybe if that is the case, they both have to agree. The measure also marks a dramatic change in attitude in the industry, where we've tried to distance ourselves from TradFi. One prominent venture capitalist said it was offensive to still call Circle's planned venture a blockchain. So let's see here. U.S. been laying groundwork for potential surge in the use of stablecoins as banks and credit card companies explore blockchain technology. Tokens act as a form of digital cash pegged to sovereign currencies such as the U.S. dollar, making them far less volatile than Bitcoin, and can make payments outside the traditional banking system. Let's see here. Circle has $74 billion of USDC in circulation. Their new blockchain that they're building is called ARC. Some people say it's too centralized and contrary to one of the original goals of blockchain technology. So I'd be interested to see how Plasma develops. And there's also the other project, STBL. I think that's another similar project to this. It's kind of new, or at least new to me. It probably is new in general, but let's pull that one up on CoinGecko as well. See where that is at. It's crazy. We just got this big rush of new projects in the last couple of weeks. There it is, stable. STBL. It's number 317 on CoinGecko, so it's outside the top 200 by a good bit. There's another one that's just been climbing up recently that just launched. A lot of people launching tokens this month, and that's interesting to me. Are they expecting a big quarter four? Maybe. So let's check out this one real quick. Let's see here. Come on, come on. Okay, there it goes. Stablecoins reimagined. Use your principal, keep your interest. So this is stable, STBL. Use your principal, keep your interest. I don't know any of these guys. But what USDT does for you, core utilities make USST efficient, transparent, DeFi ready. So that must be their stablecoin, actually. So this is kind of a platform for stablecoins as well. See who they've already worked with. I don't know if that's who they worked with or there's where it's possibly listed. I'm not 100% sure about that. That says Binance Alpha, not just Binance. So I'm not sure if they have some kind of platform as well for that. You guys heard of Binance Alpha? Introducing Binance Alpha, discover emerging crypto projects. Okay, so we're excited to introduce Binance Alpha, a new platform within the Binance wallet that shines a spotlight on early stage crypto projects with the potential to grow within the Web3 ecosystem. Serves as a pre-listing token selection pool. Tokens featured are carefully selected using Binance's industry expertise. So the fact that it was on there gives it even more credibility because Binance is saying, you know, these specific projects we want you to take a look at as they're emerging, and that was one of them. So not shocking to me, Binance is always doing stuff like this. So, and here we just looked at Plasma. Binance will add Plasma XPL on earned by crypto convert margin and futures. Introducing Plasma tokens that just launched on Binance. So very, very, very interesting. All right. Let's pull up the chart for a minute here. So this is on the daily. You know, I don't know how much far it's going to go down. All I know is if this is going to go down, down with the ship. It's got to get below about right here. About right there. 108, 176. That's about the level. I think that's like the exact level it's got to actually stay above. So we're okay. It's up, up, no, down. And I think we seriously could go down to this line and test it. I think we're going to keep it by the end of the month, but there's a full week to go in the world of crypto. That's an eternity. And of course, we're using Market Cipher. You can get the Market Cipher link down below in the description. So right now we are below the which one is this? 21 day. The 100 day. Yeah. Right now it's below the 100 day moving average. We'd like for it to spike back up above that, get back to $112,000. That would be bullish. It doesn't have to do it today. It may not want to do it today, but look at this. We do have some good news. So we got our RSI on Market Cipher down here going back to green. It hasn't been green since like May. Like all summer it's been red and it just turned green. So that could be a good deal. That bodes well for altcoin season. It may not bode well for right now in this moment. It may not, bode well for the next few days, but I think for this month, I think it's going to end up being good. It's going to end being up. I think we'll see. To get a look at that, just got to go to the monthly and see. Yeah. So the top blue line is the all-time high, pretty much. It's very close to it. And this line is very, very close to the bottom, which would be 108,176. So if it stays above this blue line, then we're green. And just a reminder, every time we've ever had a green September, every time, we always get a green October, November, and December. So quarter four is very bullish. It's not just for this industry, it's for a lot of industries out there. But right now, there is some chatter about this government shutdown. And if this becomes a bigger problem, and I tell you, there's something really interesting in this article. It says Ether falls to 4K, Bitcoin XRP slide as U.S. government shutdowns risk mount. White House is preparing for potential job cuts as Congress must pass a funding measure to prevent the government from running out of money by the end of September, so very soon. Polymarket says there's a 77% chance of a shutdown by the end of the year. Now, that could be as easily as it shuts down and then automatically opens back up. That's possible. In my life, we've seen this government shutdown thing a lot. I can only remember one time it actually did shut down. But people are really scared about this, and they think that's what is affecting cryptocurrencies. Ethereum led major cryptos lower during Thursday's Asian trading hours as odds of U.S. government shutdown hit record highs on Polymarket. We really want you to watch these CoinDesk videos all the time. The price of the yes side shares rose to 77%. So traders are essentially pricing a 77% probability that the U.S. Office of Personnel Management will announce a shutdown by by December 31st. The likelihood it's by October 1st is 63%. According to media reports, White House is preparing for large-scale job cuts. On Wednesday, they issued a memo asking agencies to prepare plans for staff reductions and furloughs if the spending bill is not passed next week. Government's expected to run out of money by the end of September. Congress must approve a short-term funding measure known as continuing resolution or pass 12 full-year funding bills. Since lawmakers won't finish the full-year bills before the deadline, a temporary funding stopgap is needed. Although the exact cause of this cautious crypto market sentiment was not clear at the time of writing, growing concerns about a government shutdown may have contributed to the risk-averse mood among investors. Furthermore, overnight comments from the Fed President Mary Daly reiterated her support for further rate cuts, but declined to provide a timeline. Fed cut 25 basis points off the interest rate on September 17th, while hinting at 2 more rate cuts by the end of the year. Since then, including Chairman Jerome Powell, have signaled a cautious approach to future rate cuts. Policymakers, including Jerome Powell, that is. 7 Fed officials, now this is interesting. I didn't realize they did this. 7 Fed officials, including the New York Fed's Williams, are scheduled to speak on Thursday. That's today. Meanwhile, traders are awaiting Friday PCE data, the Fed's preferred measure of inflation. If it appears to be contained, markets may interpret this as room for further rate cuts, providing liquidity tailwinds into Q4. So what it boils down to is we're really waiting and expecting something to happen by the end of this month that's going to tell us which way we're going to go. So, and by the end of this month, it's very soon. So not quite soon enough. If we ended it today, we're in the green on the monthly, and that's good. But we're not over it today. And as you guys see, Bitcoin can fall very fast, very far, very fast. So 4 reasons Bitcoin is failing to copy all-time highs for gold and stocks. So gold and stocks are at all-time highs, and Bitcoin and crypto, more specifically the greater crypto landscape, has not in general hit all-time highs. Bitcoin has already hit all-time highs at 125 or 124K and change. Bitcoin altcoins failed to follow gold and stocks to all-time highs this month, partly because of a lack of stablecoin liquidity on crypto exchanges. Now, this is something very interesting that I have seen and I've noticed since I've been in crypto, which is a lot of the times for gold, when gold is at all-time high, crypto is not, and they almost work inverted, not completely, but they almost work inverted. And there's a lag for gold there's a lag for Bitcoin to catch up to gold and then pass it and, make it look silly with Bitcoin's big giant gains it gets all the time. We've seen this many, many times, and very possible we're going to see it again. Bitcoin and altcoins are lagging gold and stocks when it comes to new all-time highs. Research suggests that liquidity patterns are partly to blame as traders withdraw stablecoins. History shows that traditional risk assets need to cool before crypto surges. Right. So we want them to cool. We want gold to stop making all-time highs, chill, so Bitcoin can catch up to you. Gold has outperformed Bitcoin, not overall, just recently. Remember that. The only winners are gold and stocks. I'm not reading political stuff. If everybody is fired, mortgages won't be paid. Yeah, that's true. What are we thinking top for XRP and Ondo? We looked at Ondo yesterday. XRP, I think really for both of them, $5 to $6 is pretty good. It's not what we wanted at the beginning of this bull run. However, at this point, we'll take it. So crypto is a Ponzi. It's going to go to pennies again. We'll see. No, it's definitely not. Bitcoin is definitely not going to pennies. That's not ever going to happen. Crypto is still at the end of the liquidity pipeline. So when other people are investing in these assets, they're sitting around, waiting around, and putting all their money in these other things like gold and stocks and whatever. Bitcoin's at the end of the liquidity pipeline. This is similar to what we see with altcoin season. We see Bitcoin pump, Ethereum pump, then the majors pump, then the top 50 pumps, and the top 100, and then beyond. I don't know if we're ever going to get another one where it just cascades and all of crypto is pumping again. Of course, when Bitcoin has a green day, most have green days, but it's similar to what we see in altcoin season. It starts at the top, people putting money in stocks, and when stocks are doing really well, they start putting it in gold. When gold does really well, then they move down, they put money in Bitcoin. It's a similar thing. Both U.S. stock markets and gold continue to post repeated all-time highs. Crypto quant contributor XWin Research Japan has other ideas. In the early phase of rate cuts, institutional capital tends to move to high liquidity assets like equities and gold. Crypto, especially altcoins, sit at the end of the liquidity pipeline, benefiting only when risk appetite broadens. That's true. And I'm not sure how the politics are affecting this right now, other than the government shutdown stuff. But, you know, when the markets are doing well, a lot of people are happy. But when the crypto markets are doing well and the other markets are doing well and crypto's not, people are really irritated about that if you're in crypto. I know I sure am. The pattern mirrors 2024, a front-run rally after the Fed's rate cut, followed by a correction as liquidity failed to rotate fully into crypto. Only after traditional assets cooled did Bitcoin and ETH outperform. And this is, look, guys, here is the truth. The truth is we may not get peaks until 2026. We could have a mediocre Q4 and something that still can happen in 2026 and we get another run. Traditionally, we've always looked at Bitcoin under the 4-year cycle and all the altcoins fit up underneath it. But what if that cycle is breaking and the crypto is becoming more like the stock exchange? And that's what I see. I see that. I see it becoming more like people aren't necessarily getting in crypto now for the altcoins and all the money. They're getting in because they work for an institution and they're trying to get their company exposure. And they're trying to use Ethereum to collateralize and things of this nature. It's not like it was where everybody was just putting in money in altcoins because they thought they were going to go up. Those people in general have moved over to Pump.Fun, which is, I'm not a big fan of Pump.Fun, but for this very reason, it took so much liquidity out of the market with just scams and snipers and people getting no profits. 98% of people losing money over there. That's how it is. But that's where the degenerate person in crypto who would be investing in altcoins is right now. So we need something to bring those people back over, which means we need something other than crypto platforms and exchanges pumping. We need some of the coins, you know, like Monero or you know, even Caspa to come back. Just any projects that are in the top 50. For these projects to go up, we got to pull people from somewhere. And so maybe people will get tired of the meme coin stuff once they realize they've lost a lot of money. I think Pump.Fun is very similar to NFTs. I think this cycle is NFTs. NFTs were huge in the last cycle, and now they're not. Pump.Fun is huge in this cycle, and I don't think it's going to be in the next one. It will always be around probably because there are people that want to be super degenerate, but people are going to get hurt over there. They already have. It happens more and more. So as Cointelegraph, or Cointelegraph, as I always call them, reported this Friday's $22.6 billion in options expiry is significant, potentially impacting prices moving forward. So watch for tomorrow. If there's any big volatility, it could be because of that. Ethereum slides 20%. So why did whales just bet on a $1 billion rebound? A whale opened a $1 billion long, and ETH volume hit 40.5 billion, and analysts flagged chop before a potential Q4 rally. Ethereum took the biggest hit in the recent market downturn, down closer to 4,000. What's Ethereum at right now? Right at 4,000 is 39.98 right now and 81 cents. It's $1.19 away from this level that we're talking about here. It already is closer. It's under $4,000 right now. Institutions have continued to dump their Ethereum holdings, flashing leverage longs. However, such massive dips before have triggered rallies, with analysts predicting more chop before a rally, something we just saw a second ago. On-chain data showed that Binance was among the big institutions dumping Ethereum. According to data from WinMarX, market makers such as Wintermute and Flow traders were purchasing millions of ETH from Binance. Meanwhile, BlackRock sold about 15.1 million in ETH. Meanwhile, additionally, total Ethereum ETF outflows surpassed $76 million in 24 hours. The alignment reflected heavy institutional repositioning. In past cycles, similar flush-outs marked reversal points as year-end approach. So hopefully we're very close to the reversal point. Analysts predict more chop. See, so if it's under 4,000, start looking at 3,800. It's where we need to hold. Michael Vandepop says he believes ETH can fall as low as 35.50. On top of that, he framed a 20% dip as a key accumulation zone, an idea whales seem to back. So in the last 24 hours, a whale opened at 237,000 ETH long, worth roughly $1 billion on Kraken. Spot data reinforced bullish flows. Ethereum's trading volume hit 40.5 billion. Lastly, the price action appears to be repeating 2017 and 2020 patterns for CoinGlass data. In these years, Ethereum gained in the second, third, and fourth quarters. With similar play, will ETH extend its gains into the last quarter of the year? That's a great question. I asked this question, they put it as a statement. So let's look at this article here, guys. As bull crypto market heads south, what's next for Bitcoin in 2025? This is a strong statement it makes, puts it in asterisk, so maybe not that strong. The bull crypto market is over, for crypto at least. You should have sold. To be clear, the whole of Twitter was saying all season was here last week, so where is it? What if you're wrong and the bull market is actually over and you still didn't take advantage? Every YouTuber and crypto influencer is telling us to hodl. No way, they could all be wrong, right? Well, I'm telling you to hodl through this, and this is the first time during a 4-year cycle that I've said this. Every other influencer during the last bull run, they told you it was going higher, 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 and we told you the market was done when it was done. By February of 2022, we called it a bear market. It was three months of downward action was enough to cause that. Jerome Powell struck a cautious note on Tuesday. He had the speech on Tuesday at the Providence, Rhode Island luncheon for, I don't know, important things. He admitted the U.S. labor market is softening, inflation is still running hot, and policymakers face what he called two-way risk. There's no risk-free path forward, he said. Futures now price in a 92% chance of another cut in October, up from 89.8% before Powell spoke, with traders betting on 3 total cuts by the end of the year. But will all of this be enough for crypto markets if we enter another recession? Is the bull market dead? Why stocks rally while crypto cracks? Wall Street has treated easing talk as an all clear. The S&P 500 hit fresh highs this week with tech leading the charge. But crypto markets told a different story, $1.7 billion in liquidations on a single day, the largest since December of 2024. The divergence highlights how risk assets aren't moving in lockstep. That's what we talked about already. Our equities have fundamentals like earnings, AI-driven productivity, corporate buybacks, but crypto runs on liquidity, leverage, and sentiment. Some traders on X and Reddit argue that the recent volatility is just a prelude to the mania phase. Each past cycle, they note, and parabolic price action and a final FOMO-driven run before the crash. And that's, I believe, we're going to get that. Macro tailwinds are building for such a move. M2 money supply is climbing again. ETF inflow remains steady. Global policy is shifting. U.S. 401k reforms and Gulf sovereign capital funds exploring crypto could unlock trillions in sidelined capital. As one trader put it, fear has been thrown at this market for 2 years straight. Recession scares, bank failures, nuclear threats, none of it stopped Bitcoin from breaking 120K. At some point, fear fatigue becomes fuel. Not everyone sees fireworks ahead, though. Some warn that the liquidation sell-off failed to spark the usual rebound. That, they say, is a red flag. So, what do you do if this is the end of the bull run? I think that's an important question everybody's got to ask for themselves. Like, if Bitcoin truly is not going to go up, then what are you going to do with it? Well, you can buy coffee with it. From coffee shops to airlines. Who accepts Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP in 2025? So, and I will say this, cashing out crypto by buying things is actually a really good strategy near the top when you've made money in the green and you got gains, because every time you cash something out, you're pulling profits off the table. So if you want to pull profits off the table, you can go to coffee shops. Fast food chains like Starbucks and Sheetz and retailers like Microsoft and Home Depot are accepting crypto payments via apps and third-party processors. For many crypto holders, the first real test is whether you can spend Bitcoin, ETH, or XRP like cash. A cup of coffee. There it is. It's always coffee, guys. Or as they say up north, coffee. A sandwich or groceries. XRP tends to lag behind Bitcoin and ETH when it comes to everyday purchases. Do you think that the XRP army is out there spending their XRP? I don't think so. So far, paying for coffee with crypto isn't so sci-fi fantasy anymore. Excuse me. So far in 2025, paying for coffee with crypto isn't some sci-fi fantasy anymore. Plenty of chains and indie spots have already made it a part of their daily grind. But at Starbucks, for example, you can grab a Bitfill recard or gift card and cover your caramel macchiato with Ether or Bitcoin. I've done this. Apps like Flex's Spedden wallet or even reloadable digital gift cards make it easy to swap tokens for lattes. Even convenience stores are in. Even Sheets with a Z accepts Bitcoin, Ether, and a handful of other coins at checkout. Is that real? Like you can just go there and just give them your Bitcoin? How long will that take? You got to wait like 8 minutes to walk out the door with your coffee? No. Restaurants and fast food places, McDonald's outlets, and crypto hot zones accept Bitcoin through payment apps, enable fast food payments with digital dollars. In Europe and the US, major fast food chains like Subway and Burger King continue to accept crypto payments, often through third-party gift card services or payment processors. While not a direct in-house integration for every location, it is a way that consumers can spend their Bitcoin. Steak and Shake joined the party in May 2025, rolling out BTC payments nationwide, credited for an 11% sales boost by attracting tech-savvy diners. Chipotle and Baskin-Robbins are on board too via BitPay integrations, where ETH, Bitcoin, or XRP funds your burrito, bowl, or scoop. AT&T lets you settle phone bills with ETH or Bitcoin, dodging those pesky late fees. Many online and some physical retailers accept XRP gateways like CoinGate. So just a lot of stuff. People are spending high dollar, luxury vacations. They're putting, they're paying for things with crypto. Crypto.com is going to be working with UAE's luxury liner. I guess that's a cruise maybe. In Europe, Air Baltic has been accepting crypto since 2014 and has processed thousands of crypto transactions. The luxury liner, I guess maybe that's an airliner. I thought that maybe that was a cruise, but I guess that's a luxury liner. Oh, Emirates. That is their luxury liner. I've flown it a couple of times. It is definitely the best airline, no question about it. So here are some ways that you can spend your crypto. Remittance and cross-border payments, payment processors and gateways, treasury and corporate holdings. How can more small businesses accept crypto? If you want your business to accept crypto, choose a payment processor like BitPay, Coinbase Commerce, or CoinGate. Number 2, reduce compliance costs. Number 3, embrace a wider variety of digital assets. So there's always been a few places where you can go and spend your crypto. It's a fun novelty thing to do. But also if you are, making big purchases, then that's a great thing for it as well. Help! My robot vac is stealing my Bitcoin when smart devices attack. This article, I'm going to just, there's maximum overdrive there. It's all about crypto. Basically what this article is talking about is how hackers can get inside of your smart devices and they can do all kinds of stuff with it. Eventually, their goal is to get in your computer and get your crypto passwords and stuff. You should not be putting any of that. You should write them all down. You shouldn't use computers or any smart devices to ever touch one of your crypto addresses. That's very dangerous, especially those of you guys that you don't use Macs. Macs is a little less chance of it happening on a Mac. I would say considerably less chance, but see, there's a cat. There's a cat on top of that robot vacuum. So the robot vacuum is not necessarily what they're talking about. They're just talking about Internet of Things devices. But these are some things that actually have happened. A guy hacked a coffee machine and put this picture on there as like a ransom note to prove that he could do it. A casino fish tank was compromised in 2017, a Las Vegas casino. So they didn't actually hurt them that bad, but the tanks are obviously connected to Wi-Fi now these days for smart fish feeding, I guess. There was a door sensor that was mining crypto on all kinds of people's devices. They didn't know it. And the big thing would be if 210,000 air conditioners were hacked and they could all get turned on at the same time. They could leave the equivalent of California's population, 38 million people, suddenly out of power. That's crazy. They can make a blackout. Your robot vacuum is watching you. Last year, several robot vacuums in the U.S. started powering up on their own. It turned out that the hackers discovered a security flaw in a particular line of Chinese-made EcoVac robot vacuums. Reports indicated that hackers could physically pilot the device, which they used to terrorize pets, use its onboard speakers to yell obscenities at users, and even deploy its onboard camera to look around people's homes. That's crazy. How to protect yourself from smart device attacks. All you got to do to protect yourself is make sure you put a password on them. A lot of these come with defaults where you can put a password on and people don't. It's definitely smart to put a password on that stuff to keep people out of it. A lot of this just seems like it's annoying stuff, but there are certain situations where they could, really, really hurt you. Vietnamese jail. 43 people involved in a $3.8 billion gambling ring. We talked yesterday about how Vietnam was very bullish, how it was it Vietnam or Thailand? I think it was Vietnam. Yeah, it was Vietnam. XRP is like their number one cryptocurrency of choice over there in Vietnam, even more so than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all other kinds of investments. But this doesn't have anything to do with XRP, but it does have to do with use of crypto in Vietnam. 43 people were jailed by Vietnamese court for their involvement in a $3.8 billion online illicit crypto gambling ring. And they are getting serious charges. The four siblings were the main ones behind it. They're jailed between 8 and 13 years. That means that 39 other people were charged, and they're all sentenced to 3 to 10 years for taking part in this. So that is a huge amount of people to be involved in a scam like this, to be put to justice. And they all are going to jail. Nobody's getting out of it. Interesting. Criminal gang created and operated websites for investments using crypto, which remains illegal in Vietnam. Users of the websites were able to convert Vietnamese dong into digital tokens. That is their currency, the Vietnamese dong. That's not a joke. Such as Ethereum, and transfer them for use in online gambling. The website reportedly had up to 20,000 users with around 25 million accounts at its highest point. Wow. That sounds crazy. 20,000 users, 25 million accounts. Well, I don't understand. That doesn't seem to make sense. Telegram was blocked in Vietnam for this very reason. People were doing communications under the table here. So, all right. I have so little, I don't think they'll take them. They'll take anything they can get for sure. Are we in a bear market? And please check WLD. Yeah, I guess we can do that. Let's see, WLD. Currently coming in number 58. Man. They went all the way up to $11.72. Right now it's below $2. So 126 right now. Look, I'm bullish on this coin. Sam Altman's behind it. They want to steal your eyeballs. I get it, but I do think that this is a legitimate project. It's down probably more than it should be in real life. The Real Human Network, universal proof of human finance and connection for every human. World is being built so every human benefits from the age of AI. They've got World ID, World App, World Chain. It's a priority for humans. It gives you access to things only humans should have access to, like concert tickets, video games, limited merch drops, and dating apps. They don't want bots near this stuff. World spaces are opening up across the globe. Visit one near you to verify your free World ID. I wonder, find an orb. Let's check this out. This is where they get your eyes at. 753 locations. Select country. Do we have one? United States? Barton Creek Mall World Pop-Up, 2901 South Capitol of Texas. You can go get it done there. Los Angeles World Flagship Space. That's in West Hollywood. Be careful out there. Atlanta, they've got one here. Should we give it our eyeballs?
Huh?
Should we give our eyeballs to Sam Altman?
Oh,
They got a place in Atlanta.
hell no, not with what's happening in the U.S. right now.
So they got plenty of places in the United States. Not infinite. A place in Florida, San Diego. That's Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Seattle, Nashville, San Francisco, Austin, Atlanta, LA, and wherever this Austin as well. So that one's self-serve. So real crazy. This is the Ponce City Market. Wow, that's really wild. I didn't know that. Just a reminder, the 2017 biggest bull run started after a huge market correction with strong FUD. So finger crossed for this one. Yeah, I agree with that. So you guys see my lizard in the back? See Liz back there? Lizandra. All right, guys. That's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoy the show. So everybody be blessed. BitBoy out.